Maria, let me ask you. Are you willing, or are you open to making this change today at the conscious and unconscious level? If you'd be aware of that.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Yes.
We give Maria a huge hand for come out. Grab a seat, grab a seat. Take a seat and change chair. Fantastic. Okay, Maria, so let me ask you, what do you like to do for fun?
Well, I like walking, I like being in the outdoors.
Okay, fantastic. And whereabouts? Do you like the beach or the more the bush sort of setting, or at the park, or what sort of location do you like to go outdoors with?
I like the beach, I like going into the hills, like, walking around.
Okay, yeah, fantastic. So I'll spend a lot of time outside?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Well, what I'd like to do for you today is help you make this transformation like we've already spoken about. And there's a very easy, quick technique, and it's not going to require any effort on your part. I'll do most of the work. I'm just going to show you how to do it. Make sense? Yeah. You okay?
Yeah.
All right, good. And so this is a technique. It falls under the label of neuro-linguistic programming. It's an NLP technique, and it's called mapping across. And I'm going to oversimplify the brain a little bit. So we have these structures in the brain, and we'll call them synapses. We have these synapses, these structures in the brain, and we have this gap in the middle, the neurotransmitter fluid in the middle there as well. And we have certain things that we like and we dislike. And as you heard me talk about earlier, the reason why we like things is because we associate pleasure with it. And the reason why we dislike things is because we associate pain with it. And so, for example, for you, it would be Golden North chocolate ice cream, and it was anchovies. And I don't know the specifics of your life. However, what I sort of, mind read that something has happened in your life, maybe when you were a child. Maybe you're a child and everyone was having a good time, and so you're in a peak state, maybe some sort of celebration happening, and everyone was having a good, merry time, and then someone brought out ice cream. You're already in a peak state, someone brings out ice cream, so unconsciously you connect ice cream equals pleasure. And then maybe even you were listening to someone, and someone was talking about, oh, what do you want to have for dessert? And people said, oh, I want ice cream, I love ice cream. You may have even said that. You've heard somebody else say it, so you're influenced by just them saying, I love ice cream, and therefore you connect ice cream to pleasure. And maybe when you were a child, you were having a birthday party, and someone brought out some ice cream because everyone's celebrating, having a good time, more pleasure. And then for whatever reason, throughout your life, you have just associated a lot of pleasure equals Golden North chocolate ice cream. The reverse happens with anchovies for you. I don't know what's happened, but maybe again as a child, you saw someone eat anchovies that didn't like them, they tried it like, ugh. That facial expression, even as a toddler, you know that facial expression doesn't equal pleasure, that equals pain. So you instantly associate pain with it. And then later on, somebody is talking to you and they say, oh, the worst food I've ever eaten is anchovies. So they talk about that it's painful, and again, more pain. And then you smell anchovies and it reminds you of a time when you're walking along the beach and you smell rotten fish. You think, I don't want to eat rotten fish, that's really disgusting. And for whatever reason, you have a really strong association to pain as being connected to anchovies. So what we do through mapping across is we connect one to another. Now, it doesn't mean that they swap places, it doesn't mean that. What we're going to suggest we do is we're going to map across your desire for anchovies across to the Golden North chocolate ice cream. So, in terms of how often do you eat anchovies? How often in the last 12 months have you eaten anchovies?
Never.
Never. And so what will happen is you will feel the same way about Golden North chocolate ice cream as you feel about anchovies. So all of a sudden you'll like Golden North chocolate ice cream as much as anchovies. You'll eat it as often as well, which is probably never. You said earlier it was a problem for you, so you are happy to never eat Golden North chocolate ice cream. Is that still the case?
Yeah.
Yep, fantastic. So it doesn't mean you like anchovies, doesn't mean that at all. We're not touching anchovies, we're not changing that. All we do is we're just helping you change your association of Golden North chocolate ice cream. Now if you go and buy Golden North chocolate ice cream, and you take it to the checkout, there's a barcode. With your barcode for that Golden North chocolate ice cream, would you agree? Yep. And so you go to the checkout and you have to scan that barcode. And when you scan the barcode, what does the computer tell us?
What the product is, how much it is.
Yeah, what the product is, how much it is, the weight, all that sort of thing. What would happen if we grab that barcode and we put in an extra line and we try to scan it? What do you think would happen?
You would read it.
Would read it, right? You'd get a completely different result, or just you error out. And so what we're going to do as a bit of a metaphor is we're going to find out what is your barcode in your mind for Golden North chocolate ice cream. We're also going to find out what your barcode is for anchovies as well. And then we're going to add in some lines for Golden North chocolate ice cream barcode. And the great thing about barcodes is you only need to change one small line. You get a completely different outcome. And we may change a few things, I don't know. I don't know what it is for you just yet. But just to show you that's sort of how it works. Does that make sense? Yep. So if I had Golden North chocolate ice cream in front of you right now, kind of bowl of it, what would need to happen to that ice cream? Should I take it away first? To give you some insight in terms of the question I'm asking. If you were to make me a salad, if you made me a salad, like a fresh organic salad, it's also crisp, and it's just freshly made, that to me, I'm a 10 out of 10. I would love to eat that. Now, if that salad had been sitting there for 3 or 4 hours, and have you ever seen like an old sort of salad? Like it kind of looks like it's wilting a little bit, it's not as crisp as it used to be. Now, if that had been sitting there for 3 or 4 hours, I can kind of see it. I can see like maybe some of the things have wilted or gone a little bit dark. There's still this nutritional value in that, and so if I'm really desperate, I would probably still eat it, but my desire to eat it has gone from a 10 out of 10 down to maybe a 6 out of 10. And so that's kind of the question I'm going to ask you. So with that Golden North chocolate ice cream, what would need to happen to it to decrease your desire to eat it down to a 7.5 out of 10?
Pulling it out of the fridge for a while will probably do it.
Okay, so I've left it out of the fridge a little bit. So is it completely melted or just slightly melted?
Just slightly melted.
Just slightly melted. Can you see that there? It's slightly melted.
Yeah.
Is it still the same colour or is it a different colour?
No, it's still the same colour.
Still the same colour? Is it smelling different now it's slightly melted or is it still slightly the same?
I don't think it has a stronger smell.
No stronger?
No, I
Yep,
don't
okay.
think so.
Yep. Alright, so we're down to 7.5 out of 10. What would need to happen to that ice cream to decrease it from 7.5 down to a 5 out of 10?
Probably if it melted even more.
Okay, so it's melted. I've left it out a little bit longer. It's melted even more. How does it look now?
Pretty watery.
Pretty watery. Yeah, so it's watery. Okay. Does it smell any different now it's watery?
I don't know.
No? Would it smell any different to you or would it smell the same?
I don't know.
No, you don't know. If you had to pick on, where would it be?
I'm inclined to say less.
Yeah, okay, so it smells less.
Less
Because it'd be
appeal.
out for longer,
Yeah.
so I'm sure kind of the smell dissipated somewhere else. Does it make sense? Alright, so what would need to happen to that ice cream? It's melted, it's watery. What would need to happen to that Golden North chocolate ice cream to decrease your desire to eat it down from a 5 out of 10 down to a 2 out of 10? It's on the floor. I've scooped it back up. It's in a bowl. How would you know it's been on the floor? How would it look?
It's probably got bits in it.
It's got bits in it. Can you see the bits in it?
Yeah, it's a bit contaminated.
It's contaminated. What can you see is in it? What sort of bits can you see?
Just little bits of dirt and maybe bits of hair.
Bits of dirt, bits of hair. What colour's the hair?
Oh,
The blonde, brunette?
I'm going to say black. I've got a black and white cat.
Okay, so there's black cat hair in there.
Yeah.
And there's bits
awesome.
of dirt in there.
Yeah.
It's watery, it's melted. Does it smell any different now that it's been on the floor? It's got the dirt and the hair in it.
I don't know. I don't really want to get that close to find out.
And if you had to, how would it smell?
Not appealing.
Not appealing?
No.
Okay. Is it a strong, not appealing smell or is it a faint, not appealing smell?
Well, I can feel myself reacting to it, so yeah.
So it's strong or faint?
But I want to say strong.
Okay.
It's
All right.
kind of contradicts what I said.
No, that's all right. I mean, the floor might sting, so that's okay. So it's now got a strong smell to it.
Yeah.
It's watery. There's the black cat hair. There's a bits of the dirt in there. That's all right. What would need to happen to that watery cat hair, dirt infused ice cream that's melted, that has that strong smell to it? What would need to happen to decrease it from a 2 out of 10 down to a 0 out of 10? What's worse than cat hair and dirt?
I don't know, the bin.
The bin. So I've gone into the bin. I'll pull it out of the bin.
Well, what am I doing to myself?
How would you know that it's been in the bin? How would it look? It's all in the bowling bin now. How would it
It's
look?
probably got some extra stuff attached to
What
it
sort of
by now.
stuff? What sort of stuff?
Oh, I don't know, rubbish, food scraps.
Food scraps. What sort of food scraps can you see? What colour?
Carrot peel,
Carrot peel in it.
banana skin.
There's banana skin in it.
Yeah.
There's the cat hair there still. The dirt's there. It's melted. It's watery. Now it's got the bean stuff in it, like the carrot and the banana. How does it smell now?
Yeah, not great.
Not good?
No.
No. Is it a strong smell or a faint smell?
No, it's a strong smell.
Does it get stronger or closer? What is worse than the bin? What is something that is worse than cat hair, worse than dirt? What is something that could be on top of it that would just be absolutely repulsive in your model world?
What gets much worse than the bin?
Are there any fluids or bodily fluids?
Yeah, well, I think I'm going to go there, but yeah, you
Yeah.
kind of, okay.
What's that? What comes to mind?
Feces?
Feces, okay. What sort of feces are we talking? Human, cat?
Okay, we'll do cats to try.
Cat, alright. So I've dropped it into cat feces. I've picked it up. I've just put it back in the bowl. Can you see the cat feces in the melted watery ice cream?
Yeah.
With the carrot peel there, and the banana peel,
Yeah.
and the cat hair still there, and the dirt. Is it a big piece of cat feces or a small piece?
Bigger than I'd like it to be.
Bigger than what? What colour is the cat feces?
Brown.
Brown.
Oh
okay.
no!
It's brown. How does it smell now? Does it smell different?
Yeah, no, it's smelling pretty wild.
Pretty vile. Is it a strong smell?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can see that brown cat feces. It's bigger than what you like it to be. It's right there.
Yeah.
It gets.
Yeah.
Alright. Is there anything worse than cat feces?
No.
That's it? Doesn't get much worse than
No,
that?
I think that's...
Alright, that's it. Alright, I'll pull that away. So look, that's not mapping across. I just like to do that for fun. So let me show you mapping across.
Sorry if anyone else was sure. That's
That's right. So I'll show you how mapping across works. So like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to transfer your desire to eat anchovies across to how you feel about the golden North chocolate ice cream. We're going to find out what your barcodes are. The way I'm going to find out your barcodes, I'm just going to ask you a question. And it's going to be an easy question. It'll be something like, when I say banana, do you have a picture in mind? And so we store images in our mind's eye in different locations. So if you imagine like your mind's eye is kind of like a projector screen, and you can see things in different areas and different locations. If I was to ask you to imagine someone you really care about, you might see their face on one side of that projector screen. And when you think about someone, if I ask you to think about someone you dislike, you might see their face somewhere else. So one might be really close in, one might be far away, one might be big or small, could be bright, could be dark, could be fuzzy, could be clear. There's no right or wrong answer. However it is for you, it's just perfect for you. And so when I'm asking you these questions, I just want to give you the first response. Just don't second guess it, don't try to overanalyze it, just go with the first thing, and that's generally the best, most accurate unconscious response. Make sense?
Yep.
Now, before we get into the golden North chocolate ice cream and anchovies, I will give you an example of what I mean. So when I'm doing this, I just want you to try and visualise on the thing that I'm talking about as best you can.
Yep.
Don't feel you need to be polite and make eye contact with me. I want you to sort of make eye contact or just really focus on the particular object. Like you were with the melted cat feces, cat hair, ice cream before, right? Okay. So like you were doing then, like you're just sort of looking at it. That's what I want you to do. So, and I'm going to move wherever I need to be. So I'm going to hold my hand wherever you see it. If it's over there, I'll go there. If it's over there, I'll go over there. If it's down there, I'll go there. There's no, I'll go wherever I need to go. And I just want you to know that you can go anywhere that you need to as well. So, let me ask you this. As an example, when I say apple, do you have a picture in mind?
Yep.
Where do you see that picture? You tell me where and I'll hold my hand there. Back further. Tell me where. Tell me where. Going down.
Yeah.
Just there?
Yeah.
Right there? Fantastic. Good. Now, look at that picture. How wide is it? You tell me where I get the width right.
Smaller.
Smaller.
Yeah, about that.
Just there? Fantastic. How tall is it?
Smaller. Yeah.
Just there? Fantastic. As you look at that picture, is it black and white or colour?
It's colour.
Colour. Good. Is it bright or dark?
Right.
Yeah, good. Is it clear or fuzzy?
Not here.
Good. Would you say there's a frame around it or no frame?
Right.
Okay. That's great. Awesome. That's it. Yeah. And that's an example of an apple in terms of the barcode in your mind right now. Now that might change tomorrow, okay? But what we're doing is I'm just going to find, that was me finding the barcode for an apple. And just do exactly what you just did then. Just getting quick answers, just went with it, and that's going to allow us to help you make the transformation.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
Okay, that's great. Do you own a car?
Yes.
Is the car reliable?
Yes.
Yep. So your car can get you from point A to point B quite reliably.
Yep.
Have you ever travelled somewhere before that you've never been? How do you know that you're going to get there?
Street
Street
directory.
directory? Yep. So you go old school sort of paper street directory?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, you know, if you've, in your car, you've got that street directory or you
Yeah.
follow street directory, have you ever been following the map and then you just decide, you know what, I think if I turn this way, I'll get there faster? Have you ever not followed the map, made your own decision and found out that was the wrong decision? That has happened before?
I don't, yeah. I would probably tend to follow a map if I didn't know where it's going.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
Have you ever driven a car with a GPS in it? Or anything like
Yes.
Yeah. You say that so you had a negative
Yes.
experience. So you know how sometimes the GPS might tell you to turn a particular way and you think, nah, I'm going to turn this way instead.
Yeah.
You ever had that component?
Yeah, that's why I use the street directory.
That's where you super now, okay? So you can navigate it yourself. You know sometimes when we're going somewhere completely different, we've never been there, and you as the driver, you can choose not to follow the map.
Yeah.
You choose not to follow because you're a judge.
Yeah.
Your car's quite reliable to get you from point A to point B, but whether you get there in time or not, or in a shorter space of time, depends on whether you follow the map and you as a driver drive the car in the right way.
Yeah.
Well, think of me like a car that's reliable with a map in it. I can help you get you from where you are right now to where you want to be, but you're the driver. You can choose not to take my instructions, you can choose to make it up as you go along, and therefore you might get lost, you might not get to your outcome. If you follow the maps and you use the car in the right way, you'll get from where you are right now to where you want to be in a very short space of time. Happy to do that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Fantastic, great. Okay. Alright, so what I can tell you is when we do this for people, and let's say I'm not taking choice away from you. So at some point in the future, if you want to go back to life involving your chocolate ice cream, you can. If it's been such a problem for you, you probably won't. Let me tell you the changes that I've made in my life. It's kind of like saying to someone, you know what, you're now a non-smoker. Doesn't mean you can't ever take up smoking. You could if you really wanted to. If you want to go back to smoking, you can. If it's been such a problem for you in the past, why would you ever do it?
Yeah.
It makes sense, right? But I just want to know that I'm not taking choice away from you. When we do this for other people, we typically do it for things like fast food or junk food and those sort of things. So in the past, I've helped someone and they hated, actually, this is pretty similar to what you're talking about, they hated marinara pizzas. They hated anchovies and marinara pizzas. They just could not stand it. In fact, the smell of marinara pizzas would just make them almost want to vomit. They hated it that much, but they loved Pizza Hut double bacon burger pizza, or something with pizza fat one. They love that pizza. And so what I did for them is we helped them map it across through marinara pizza, so they absolutely couldn't stand. They were happy to do that. And then the next time we brought in a double bacon burger pizza, the one that they used to love, as soon as we brought it in and they started to smell it, they responded as though it was a marinara pizza. They had to get out of their seat and just go to the other side of the room because they felt like a dry reach. And so it can be that powerful. If I brought in some anchovies right now and I sat them next to you, would they be so repulsive you have to get out of your seat, or would you just feel indifferent toward them?
I don't think it'd be so repulsive. I have to get out of my seat, but yeah,
You wouldn't
not really, no.
Yeah. And so you might find that would happen. So when you're presented with Golden North chocolate ice cream the next time, you might find that you just feel indifferent. You might be repulsed, I don't know. It's just that some people respond in different ways. And when it happens, it can be a really strange sensation because for so long, well, I don't know specifically, but how long has ice cream been problem for? So, more than 12 months?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so for more than 12 months, you've had this problem with ice cream, and in a matter of minutes, also you no longer like it. And it doesn't require willpower. It's not like, oh, I wish I could, but no, I shouldn't. It's just like, you feel like the same way you feel towards anchovies. And it can be strange because for so long you have liked it. And so it's when we have the captain and the crew are like, no, you don't like ice cream anymore. You don't like it. And the captain will be sitting there in your head going, sure? Really? You really don't like it? Sure, but it's only been like 5 minutes. Like, really? And it can feel a bit strange and a bit confused and a bit weird because such a powerful transformation happens in a short space of time. And just know that if you do feel that, that's just you going through an integration period. It's just the captain catching up to realise that it has actually happened and it's all good for it. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So let's do the mapping across process. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to elicit the barcodes from you, like we did here. Okay. So when I say Golden North chocolate ice cream, do you have a picture in mind? Where do you see it? Fantastic. All right, tell me where. Go to the back. To the back. Go to the back. Hope this doesn't squeal. You're welcome to turn that off.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Just there?
Yep.
Right there?
Yep.
How tall is that picture?
So I'm imagining the green container that comes in.
Yeah, whatever, however you see it.
Okay, so you'll be
Smaller?
close it together, you're about there.
Is that?
Yeah.
Yep, fantastic. How wide is it?
About that.
About that?
Yeah.
So just like that?
Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah.
Now just look at that picture. Is it black and white or colour?
Colour.
Good. Is it bright or dark?
It's a bright blue.
Yep, fantastic. Is it clear or fuzzy?
Nice clear.
Good. You say is it frame around or no frame?
No frame.
Fantastic, great, awesome. Yeah. You have a favourite colour?
No, not really.
Not really? Yeah. And are you more of a gold person? I can see more of a gold. Are you more of a gold than a silver person?
Actually, I need to speak in. I started wearing gold. A lot of silver lately.
Okay. So you're quite sort of flexible
Oh,
in
yeah, I
the
am.
precious metals you wear. Fantastic, great. Okay. What we're going to do now is going to move on to anchovies. When I say anchovies, you're a picture in mind.
Yeah.
Where do you see that picture? Can you tell me where?
So I'm looking over there again, sorry.
No, it's okay. Whereabouts?
No, back further again, sorry, I'm sending over this. Yeah, that's it.
Just there?
Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah.
Yep, right there. And just look at that picture. How tall is it?
No, quite thin, I'm just imagining a
Yep.
slice.
It's a little like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
How wide is it?
Yeah, about that long.
Just there?
Yeah.
Just like that?
Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah.
Just look at that picture. Is it black and white or colour?
It's colour.
Yep. Is it bright or dark?
It's a dull colour.
Yep, dark. Is it clear or fuzzy?
No, it's clear.
Yep, good. Is there a frame around it or no
No.
frame?
No frame.
Yes, great, right. Fantastic, great. What sort of card have you got?
I've got a Honda Accord that's quite old.
On the record, it's quite old.
Yeah.
But it's quite reliable.
It's reliable.
Okay. Have you had it for long?
I've probably had it for the last couple of years. I inherited it as a part of the separation agreement.
Okay, alright. Was that a sweetener in the deal, or was that just what you were doing?
No, I actually did really quite good because I had a car when we separated, and he was selling the Honda. I'm now getting into a story, sorry. He was selling the Honda and said, did I want to take on the Honda because he thought that I would get better life out of that car than the car that I already had. So did I want to have a life itself? So that's what I
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to help you transfer these images. Now when I ask you to transform them, if I go too fast, you just let me know and we'll slow down.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
So we had the Golden North chocolate ice cream just here,
Yeah.
just there, like that. You see there?
Yeah.
Yep. It was bright, it was colour,
Yeah.
yep, it was clear. What I want you to do with that picture is I want you to make it really dull. Make it dull?
Yeah.
Yep. Now what I want you to do is I want you to squash that picture. squash it, really distort it, so it's just like a little sliver. You do that?
Yeah.
I want you to squish it in, squash it in. Squish out there. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's all distorted.
Yeah.
Dull.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want you to bring it forward. Bring it closer. Bring it closer. Squish out there. You know the sound that Tupperware makes when you snap a Tupperware lid shut?
Yeah.
Once you make that sound inside your mind, just lock the picture in. Just lock the picture in there. Good. Listen. Right. Right now. Maria, let me ask you. Think about that old problem you used to have.
Yeah.
What's different? What's changed?
I almost feel a bit different, I think. I don't know. Yeah.
The different towards what that old problem?
Yeah.
That's it. Think about a time in the future where that old problem might cause some concern. What's this about changing everything? You're a huge man, the desire's not there so much. Now, if I had the Golden North chocolate ice cream right now, brought it into you, you see that? Scale was a 10. How much are you going to eat that right now? 10 being a lot, 1 being not sure. 2. You're a huge man, you know. Can you describe how you're feeling? You see your facial expression like what? What are you feeling right now?
Yeah, it is kind of weird to go from to being something that you associate with pleasure to sort of feel wrong reacting to.
Quite strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really how fast it happened as well.
Yeah.
And so, when I said I haven't taken away choice from you, and the reason why I was also talking about how all ice cream looks similar, the first time I did this technique, I was first originally playing a lot of bands in Melbourne. We finished quite late, there's not much to eat up to McDonald's, I was 4 hours, so I finally was eating McDonald's a lot. And so I thought, you know what, I want to stop eating McDonald's, but I want to use my willpower. So I thought, well, I'll map across a fillet of fish burger, because I generally find if I go to McDonald's, I grab a few burgers, but the staple is fillet of fish. I think it's just a connection to my childhood. So I mapped across the fillet of fish to sea urchin. Have you ever eaten sea urchin before? It's disgusting, like worse than anchovies for me, and I'm sure for other people as well. And so I mapped it across to that. And I then went to, and because burgers, McDonald's burgers, look the same in degree, like they look the same. You know, some have sesame seeds on it, but they're similar shape, similar size, they come wrapped in similar ways. So they're all fairly similar. So your barcodes in your mind are fairly similar as well. It would be a big stretch to go from a hamburger to a chocolate cake. I mean, they're completely different. So the barcodes in your mind are completely different. And that's what I was talking about for you, ice cream. If you want to allow this to impact all ice cream, that's what will happen. Your unconscious mind knows what you want, and so will allow it to happen. My unconscious mind knew that I wanted to get rid of all McDonald's, but I had to start with the fillet fish. And as soon as I mapped it across, I then thought I'd test it out and walked down to McDonald's a few hours later, walked in there, had a look at the menu, and it was really weird because I just felt there's nothing here to do. I walked out of it. I haven't eaten McDonald's for years now. And it's amazing how powerful that transformation can be, and it can feel a bit strange as well, just a percentage of the real thing. So it's one thing to use imaginary Golden North chocolate ice cream. I wonder whether the crew can make some Golden North chocolate ice cream. Thank you, Blake. You're amazing at Okay. So we have, do we have any clean spoons?
They are clean. We we just put them in there. Yeah, we put them in there and opened the lid, and then we thought, oh no, we'll shut the lid, and then you called us. So they are clean.
They are clean?
They are
Oh, so you
clean.
just dug it in.
We've just dug it in. We haven't used them.
Oh, you're trying to set it up.
We were, and then you got to us too
nobody's
quickly.
used these yet?
No, we haven't. Would you like cleaner spoon?
I'll still like that.
Okay.
So don't watch me, watch Maria.
I actually don't.
You're in. Maria, can you describe what that was like to be presented with the real thing, and I can see your physiology shift, and you sort of shifted away from it?
You know, like the sensations previously, like the thinking about having a, I don't know, you do have physical reactions to it, like the smell and knowing what the taste is and the flavor is kind of different. But I don't do you have those reactions or the smell or,
Quite interesting, isn't it?
yeah, it's bizarre.
Bizarre, yeah. And because we use your unconscious mind, and that's why all of these techniques that I teach people are all using the unconscious mind, because that's where you want to make changes. You want to make changes at the unconscious level. It's effortless. We did that require willpower to turn it out, which is effortless, right? You just didn't feel compelled to eat it. And you'll find that'll be a lifelong change for you. You'll just won't feel compelled to eat it. And you'll probably grow stronger and stronger as each day goes on. And something like that, I mean, I don't know how big of an impact it has on you, but some people, I think, can change their whole self-worth, and for them to realise, you know what, it's no longer a problem for me. I can improve my health, I can go about my life without having that weakness. I no longer have that weakness anymore. Like last weekend, we had someone who was a health professional behind closed doors. What were they eating? Do you remember what they were eating in Melbourne?
Sorry.
So there was someone, I think they were a health professional, and they were eating like chocolate cake behind closed doors, and just hate the fact they were eating.
No, it was hot chips. She didn't like chocolate cake. It was hot chips.
And so for some people, they feel incongruent. Here they are a health professional, but they're stuffing their face with hot chips. And so it's amazing how powerful this process can be. Now that you have got rid of that old problem, how's that going to change your life?
I think in ways probably I didn't think of to begin with, because I have a daughter who's 8 years old. So even though, you know, I've had these weaknesses for these things, you know, I mean, she's smart enough to know what good food is and sometimes food is. But I guess when you have that weakness for things, you think, well, how can I have that without sharing it with her? So in a sense, really, it's, you know, not giving her good lessons about food and yeah.
Now you're a more, I'm sure you're already a great role model, but you can just improve some of those lessons that you impart onto your daughter as well. And really great lessons that you can have a big problem, it can be a long problem, and then in a matter of minutes you can solve it and you know the right tools. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping people learn these tools, because someone said to me on Friday night, I said, ignorance is bliss. I said, no, it's not. Ignorance is painful. If you don't know that there are ways to solve the pain, you carry that pain, and you carry it, and you carry it, and you carry it, and just try and push it down, and try and forget about it, it pops back up. Whereas there are tools out there that, I mean, aside from playing around with it a little bit, it probably would only take you 10 minutes. It would only take you 10 minutes. I think stretched out a little bit more.
I thought you said he was awesome there.
And so, 10 minutes to overcome a problem that you've had for longer than 12 months. And that's how powerful some of these techniques can be. And that's it.
That's amazing, thank you.
Give her another big hand.